Hello, and welcome to the first episode of a new series I'm going to be starting here, where I'm going to go over a little bit more in depth into certain topics, where I spend about 10 minutes covering just one topic rather than an hour, hour and a half covering four, five, six, seven different topics. Um, I haven't come up with a name yet for what I'm going to call this series, so anybody watching this, feel free to leave some name ideas in the comments, and I'll spend some time to try and come up with ideas that work and an idea that I like. An early take is like Gibby's thoughts, but I'm not sure how much I like that. Um, and first thing I'm going to be covering is my favorite baseball team, the St. Louis Cardinals. As always, I'm Gibson Lowenberg. Thanks for joining us today. The Cardinals are off to the best start they've had in a hot minute. They're 25-18 after today with I don't even remember the last series loss they've had. They've had some incredibly impressive outings where they went up against Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they kept Ohtani from getting a single hit. I think the only time he even reached base in the entire series was he was hit by a pitch. They just shut him down entirely, and they won, I think, 3 out of 4. It might have been 2 out of 3, but it was an incredibly impressive series. I was there for one of the games. Got to see my favorite player in the league, Jordan Walker, hit a home run. It was amazing, and they've been very strong. They've had other impressive wins early in the season. They've held their own in the NL Central, which is impressive. They're all 500 or above 500 as of the time of this recording, and the bats have been phenomenal. Jordan Walker, he's above 300, which is phenomenal. To start the season, the first few weeks of the season, he was sitting above 350 for a while, and he was on pace for north of 60 home runs. He had a bit of a cold stretch there, which was really scary because in the past, when Jordan Walker has a cold stretch, it lasted forever. But he made some small tweaks to his batting stance, and he got picked up right back up right where he left off, which is something we haven't seen from him before, which is phenomenal. JJ Weatherholt is on pace to have one of the best seasons in Cardinals history somehow. Like, obviously not at that NL MVP level like we've seen, like Pujols and Musial and several others throughout franchise history, but he's on pace to have a really, really strong, really amazing rookie season, and he's been honestly better than anybody expected. Burleson's also had a phenomenal season. He's on pace to be him and Walker on pace to be the third Cardinals duo to have 180 plus RBIs in a single season, joining actually I think it's since 2010, joining Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday in 2010, and then Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado in 2022. They have been phenomenal. The defense has also been amazing. Pedro Paez has been a great defensive catcher. Yeah, he started off the season slow, and he was a little rough to start off the year, but as the season's gone on, he's dramatically improved. And there are multiple players who are legitimately Gold Glove candidates, including the entire outfield. Mason Wynn, obviously defending Gold Glove winner. JJ Weatherholt's been phenomenal defensively, and Nolan Gorman has been one of the best third basemen in baseball defensively. He's has several outs above average, which was something that nobody really expected coming out of him, and that's phenomenal. That's the defense has been just completely, dramatically better than anybody thought it was going to be, and so have the bats. The Cardinals on both sides of the mound have been just tremendous, but the pitching has been really, really rough for them. They started off the year really bad. They had multiple guys who were north of 15 ERA, and it just looked like that was going to be a massive issue. Was no matter how great these guys are defensively, no matter how great the bats are, the pitching just wasn't there. And as the season's gone on, The pitching has improved for sure, but it's still not there. Dustin May, in particular, has really figured it out. Michael McGreevy, his ERA is down to, I think, just a hair above 2 at this point, and they are on pace to figure it out. The rest of the rotation, kind of hit or miss. Liberatore's kind of figuring it out. He looked rough to start the year, really rough to start the year, but he's correcting course, and that's about it. Riley O'Brien has been one of the best closers in baseball. He should be an all-star this year, but outside of those guys, the rest of the rest of the starting rotation and the bullpen needs a lot of work. There's a lot of pressure on Shane Bloom to go and try and find pieces, but I don't think that he's going to do anything. Cardinals fans, don't come after me. I do wish he would. But another thing we have to consider is this is also year 1 of a rebuild. The Cardinals went into this season with the mindset of, we are starting a youth movement. We aren't wanting to compete right now. We are wanting to build a team that can compete. And for that being the mindset, being this far above 500 this early into the season is absolutely outstanding. They have outperformed expectations set by the front office, set by themselves, set by the coaching staff, set by their managers, set by all the fans. They have outperformed everything, anything that anybody could have thought they were going to do. They are miles above that. Even the most optimistic stances still had them around 500. And they're on pace for 95 wins. That's absurd. So I don't think that they're going to make any big pushes to collect or to gather pitching. I think they're going to prioritize the guys they have in the farm system and try and focus on developing their young pitchers, and those guys being the ones to fix the rotation rather than going and finding trades and finding DFA assignments. I think they're going to be patient. I don't think we're going to see a push from the Cardinals to pull in pitching talent, and that's not even as great as they've been. I haven't even touched on how great their farm system is. I even think that their farm system is almost a little underrated. They're ranked 4th in the MLB, and they're consistently ranked around 4th in the MLB for farm system, and I think it's underrated because that still has Raniel Rodriguez super low. That has some of their top prospects like Quinn Matthews and Tink Hence actually lower than I think they should be. Although Quinn Matthews has taken a step back and Tink Hence has not been healthy at all, and they've had several injuries as well that are holding them back. But I think their farm system. I think we're going to see a few guys like Jimmy Crooks. I think we're going to see Daniel Rodriguez move to one of the corners and make his way up here in the next year or two. I think 2-3 years from now, this is going to be one of the most fun teams in the MLB, and they have one of the smallest payrolls in baseball. It was funny. During that Dodgers series, I saw about 30 times that Shohei Ohtani has more deferred money per year than the entire St. Louis Cardinals payroll, and half the Cardinals payroll are players that are not currently on the roster. Nolan Arenado, Sonny Gray, and Wilson Contreras still make up a very, very, very large chunk of the Cardinals payroll. So this is a really fun team moving forward. This is going to be a really fun team this year. They're calling it the Hustle Kids, and I love that nickname for them. But that concludes this episode. Again, name suggestions would be phenomenal. And like I said at the beginning, I've been Gibson Lowenberg. Thanks for joining us.